only media that have been consistent speaking against the bad government and for the purpose for reformers. Niger what yo? No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. The only media that have been speaking. No more bad government. The voice of the voiceless. No more bad government. No more bad government. For the poor, no more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what be here? No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. In Nigeria, no more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. The only media, the number one media in Nigeria, no more bad government. That have been speaking against government. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what you? The voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Niger what? Voice for the voiceless. Niger watch media. The only media that have been speaking against bad government. Being consistency since 1944. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Umuwame. Voice for the voiceless. Umuwame. Voice for the voiceless. 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 Niger watch you. We have been seeing all you guys have been doing, and we recommending to everyone in Nigeria, saying that you guys are the number one. Niger what you?
Came together, a group of Nigeria bounded by a common interest, bounded by a common understanding that Nigeria has failed and Nigeria needs to be redeemed. This group of Nigeria saw in someone who can actually change the narrative of Nigeria, change the perception of Nigeria, change how Nigeria is perceived across the world. And that person is Peter Obi. That person entered the race in 2023 without a structure. And people didn't believe he could pose any threat. And the election came. What they mocked as three people texting in a room became a force. What they mocked as not having structure became a force. And in the middle of the night, a plan was hatched to rig the 2023 election, rendering us to where we are today, where all we receive are just glamorous, fictitious presentation of achievement that people can actually see. No tangible records of any progress. Yet, they say we should smile and take little step of baby pain. This has to stop. Now, supposedly, a group of concerned Nigerians are deciding to form an alliance and wrestle power away from the current administration. Now, the person whom Nigerians who believed Nigeria can be redeemed, who believed in a new narrative for Nigeria, who believed that we can take back a country of our dream and bestowed that hope on a man called Peter Obi, has been called to form an alliance. As it is in the moment, we don't know what is the shape of the alliance. But rumors are having it that Peter Obi is called to deputize. Now, here is my own perspective, and it's my own opinion, which exactly I am entitled to. Okay. Some people agree that power must be rotated, that if not shared his own 8 years, the next 8 years should come to the south. And we have a southerner, though I hate calling him a southerner, but then he's a southerner after all, who is leading this country. Now, in 2 years, he has done a remarkably woeful job about the job of taking this country to contemporary heights. And our security situation has not improved. Our road network has not improved. Medical care has not improved. The rule of law has not improved. As a matter of fact, electricity, power, everything that defines the success and living in a country has not improved. And we find there's a need to swap him. One will think that the most reasonable thing is to swap him with another southerner. Now, the idea that power should come back to the north, after 4 years, it will go back to the south again. Anybody who tells you, Peter Obi, to believe that that is an agreement that will be upheld is lying to you. That will never happen. That will never happen. And for those who think that the only problem before us is just to wrestle power away from Tinubu and replace it with what? What exactly are we replacing the power we are wrestling away from Tinubu? What are we replacing it with? Some people say, when we get there, we'll cross the bridge. This type of argument are arguments from planless people. I like to have a schematic of what we are about to achieve. What exactly are we doing in the next 5 years, 10 years, 4 years, 3 years? I work with a plan. I work with a blueprint. I am like that, what's the word I'm looking for? I am like that explorer in a jungle, but with a map that guides him to locate where X marks the spot. So the truth here is this. Nigerians have their hope on a man based on the expectation that Peter Obi is clean, Peter Obi will fight corruption, Peter Obi will tackle some of the things that borders on the very basic needs of the common man on the street: hunger, protection, and good roads, good hospital, good schools, good, just simple basic things. The poor man in Nigeria is not asking to drive a jeep. The poor man in Nigeria is not asking to fly an airplane. The poor man in Nigeria is not asking for the most luxurious things in life. They are asking for the most basic things. The ability for their children to go to school. The ability for them to have good medical care. The ability for them to travel on good roads. The ability for them to travel on those roads and still ensure that they will not be kidnapped. The ability for them to go to sleep and ensure that they wake up the next day, not going to sleep and marauding headsmen and killer bandits come to just take their lives without cause. There's nothing that is more simpler than that. A Tinubu has not assured the people of that. Why do we think another Atiku or Kwankwaso or Rufai will assure us those things? After all, most of these leaders have most times become tribal champion. An example we found in Buhari, so it is we are finding in Tinubu. They are mostly tribal champions. We want a leader that will become a Nigerian, not an Ibom man, not a Fulani man, not a Yoruba man, not any tribe for that matter. Though we are divided, but these divisions in different ethnicities are different perspectives that we can view a holistic Nigeria. But I, for one, if there is ever going to be a coalition, it must come from the understanding that power should complete its tenure in the South for 8 years. And the best person from the South should take it. Now, the reason why I stand on this ground is that our political pride must remain intact. Even though if the price of retaining our political pride is to endure Tinubu's woeful experience for another 8 years, so be it. So be it. I cannot imagine where one Fulani man did 8 years and another Fulani man is running the race to continue another 4 years. Do not feed somebody else what you cannot swallow. I know for sure that when Jonathan completed 6 years and another German won the election to continue another 4 years after Goodluck Jonathan, I am very sure that the North will be on fire. So don't sell what you will not buy. Don't cook for others what you will not eat. So it is a simple thing. I have lived long enough in this place, in this region, to understand that is what is going to happen. And if you're a northerner, you are disproving what I'm saying. You are being mischievous, and you know that I'm telling the truth. If the North cannot go out of their boundary to support people that are not from their region, then let us keep this Nigeria the way it is, North versus South. Let us keep the division as it is. After all, we've lived it for many years. We can live it for many years more. The Yorubas have gone out of their way to vote for people out of their region. The South have gone out of their way to vote for people out of their region. The Southeast have gone out of their way to vote out of their region. So is the Middle Belt. For once, let the Northwest and Northeast go out of their way to vote for people far away from their region. That way we agree that, yes, when you chant next that Nigeria is one Nigeria, yes, we too will follow on a pump figure in the head that, yes, this is one Nigeria. My name is Magnus Soraka. Please follow this page and share.
Nigeria began in 1986 when we did the structural adjustment program. When we were persuaded to devalue our currency every week for 32 years. When I went to school, and many of you are here, the Naira was $1.50. The Naira was almost £1 sterling. They came here, persuaded some brilliant men from Harvard and the World Bank that weekly devaluation was wonderful. 32 years of devaluing your currency until we hit 527. And they were still telling us that the Naira was still overvalued. That brought poverty, misery upon us. Then interest rates went to 30%. So nobody could build a factory, start a farm, produce anything, or create jobs. Because every time you bring in a shipload of rice, you also bring in a shipload of unemployment. Because you are transferring your wealth to sustain other economies. Somehow, Nigerians didn't notice it. So we became a nation of importers. Toothpicks. Each year it cost us $18 million. Importing toothpicks. Tomato paste, $400 million. You talked about tomatoes now. One basket in town now is less than 2,000 naira. The farmers are losing money because the processors don't have enough funds to set up factories. They are going to do tomato paste. It's food-grade stainless steel. You can't just use anything because you'll be putting poison in people's stomachs. 2 factories have started off. I believe by the middle of next year, we can comfortably tell importers of tomato paste to stop. But when you do, you make enemies. Even the rice we're trying to reduce, we have enemies, heavy enemies, people who can kill if they have a chance, because you're spoiling their business. And let nobody take it lightly. These guys have seized this country's economy, they've taken us hostage, and they have no intention of giving up. Because this is a huge market, a very sweet market, and they have taken control. And I'm saying it because I have been in this business for 41 years and I can tell you some history. Abdullah Adamu is here. Import milk, sugar, toothpicks, toothpaste, handkerchiefs, pencils. We don't make. To cure Nigerians of that malady will take a while. It will take a strong government. That's the truth. And they are not happy that we're cutting down. When we cut down, they lose money there. So you see all sorts of publications. We're telling lies. We're not growing rice. We're trying to demoralize the local farmers and make sure that the economy fails. That's the story of imports. Now, I read a story recently in the newspapers. The French ambassador, the champagne ambassador in Nigeria, gave an article to The Guardian. He said Nigerians love life. We are the biggest consumers of champagne on planet Earth, more than the French who make it. There are parties you attend in some places where they only drink champagne. Of course, the individual is free to spend his money, but his money comes from Nigeria's commonwealth. So on imports, it will take a while for us to get used to local goods and accept that we should consume what we produce and produce what we want to consume. So I take your point. We have to take stern measures to cut down on imports because these young boys and girls who have no jobs today are not going to allow us to carry on enjoying life at their expense. They need jobs. They need jobs. They are children. They've graduated, they've come back home to begin a second childhood because there's no factory to employ them. And the ministries can't take any more. But somebody is making sure you fail when you want to produce at home.
Nigerians tuned in to witness President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's inauguration exactly 2 years ago. They anticipated a speech that would encapsulate the renewed hope he had promised during his campaign. But the president, in a single sentence, announced the sudden removal of fuel consumption subsidy without adequate compensatory measures. This singular decision and other economic decisions that followed have contributed to Nigeria's worst cost of living crisis in about 30 years, pushing millions of people deeper into poverty.
It's affecting all of us. When you go to the market, me na street I be, so I will give the experience like one from the street. I will not say because of this thing, but life is not easy. Everybody is complaining.
This government of 18, when they come, these 2 years, then I don't see anything where they do. Highest now, the poverty just they increase every day. The government really poor. Well, they no get if they say make I rate Nigerian government inside 5 star, now half star go give them.
You go there inside market, morning till night, no work, no business, nothing they move. Nigeria with the hungry. We are hungry. I never see 1 naira no dey in my pocket since morning. Nothing there with me. I never even see food chop.
Analyst says the president, whom they admitted inherited an alien economy, took the decision without taking time to study his handover notes.
I don't think the masses have fared well. I will commend the president for taking tough decisions, like removing the fuel subsidy, floating the naira. Those are tough, necessary decisions.
The government, in a bid to alleviate the sufferings of the people, has rolled out plans, including cash transfer program, to cushion the impact of the twin policies. But these measures have failed to meaningfully address the current economic hardship.
No matter what the administration has done to ameliorate the suffering of the people, it hasn't worked because these two policies were not properly and carefully implemented. All the accessories that were supposed to go with it to make it work were not done, are not yet being done. And I don't know when it will be done.
But the president loyalists say 2 years into Tinubu's administration, Nigeria is undergoing a bold recalibration.
A very difficult one, but there's a need for us to be more focused and be more optimistic that eventually, after 4 years, we still have 2 years to go, that eventually after 4 years, at least the reforms will fully gain traction, and Nigerians will begin to see the positive impact of these reforms and policies. But however, it has been a very difficult 2 years. We cannot lie about that.
My message to Nigerians is to be patient. We believe the president and this new government is serious because they started with a bang, and I believe they're going to do a good job. So let's give them time.
Going forward, government is urged to design right-driven and people-centered policies, ensuring that human rights guide the formulation and implementation of significant policy changes. Yusuf Akogu, Trust Television News, Abuja.
That just says a lot, really. Just to refer to your previous statement, you have reignited that debate, the monetarism debate. Is it Paul Volcker who's responsible for monetary policy, or Milton Friedman? It's been said that it was Milton Friedman. Monetarism, that's the Nobel Prize-winning economist who wrote about it extensively before Paul Volcker then used it as a Reserve Bank head to bring down inflation.
Well,
but that's just by
Paul Volcker was the one who used it. That's why I mentioned Carter as well.
We should move this to the school where we can have a proper debate. But it's very interesting the way you brought it up, because it just brings to life.
I'm a teacher as well.
Exactly.
So I taught for 8 years in the U.S., 2 U.S. universities. So I understand.
That's brilliant. Very well. And it speaks to how we need to develop our own framework that really works for us. Because Milton Friedman sat down and looked at, the trends. He went as far back as 1867, looked at the trend and said, this was what was responsible and this is what we need to do. So other people naturally picked it up from there and they were able to transform the American economy. So it's a very valid point you make. But, you know, as we are speaking about the second anniversary of President Bola Tinubu, a lot of people are already looking to 2027 and they are ready to crown him president, or at least work for him to become president yet again from 2027 upwards. And I'm sure you've seen all the movements to the center. People are singing, their outfits are being made. You know, it's just a lot of frenzy. You almost think that this was 2027 already when we're just 2 years in to this administration. So, Mr. Sowore, it looks like he might get a second term if he's going to get this much support. Do you see anything stopping him from getting a second term in spite of some of the failures that you've identified in this administration?
Well, it always feels like that with every, you know, as a matter of fact, the frenzy you described, manufactured frenzy, to give the impression, they serve two purposes. One is to create distraction from the failures of the government in power. And there's no government who is into 2 years in power, or even the first year, who don't create some kind of manufactured frenzy around their performance, their preference, and the fact that they are popular. I remember when Yar'Adua was in power, and he had a health crisis. Everybody knew it. While he was in Saudi Arabia, almost brain dead, a group has set up here. It was led by one Polycarp, Umwite, I think, campaigning for him. You know, they were already campaigning for his second term, even though the man was dying in hospital. So, you know, there's a cottage industry around that as well. So there's nothing to worry about. What I'm very clear about is that the opportunity for Nigerians to look the other way, you know, to change course and direction is being presented by the Tinubu regime. Except we lose out, this is the best time, you know, to change course, because they are presented to Nigerian people over and over again that, look, we're here to do whatever we want with you. And it is up to the Nigerian people to say, look, we are tired of the abuses, you know, and the subjugation and the decimation of our lives. We are tired of being in darkness. We are tired of being hungry. We are tired of being without sewage, without water. We are tired of an educational system that is messed up. We are tired of a healthcare system that is broken and is not going to be fixed. We are tired of lies and deception. So these guys have presented Nigerian people with clear alternative if they choose to. If they don't, then you can't blame them for getting a second time. But for me, based on their performance, there's no second time here. I don't see a second time. In fact, I do not see an end to a first time that will end well, because they have not started well.
So many, you know, points that have been raised from some of the things that you have said so far. For instance, we could ask, how then do we define our relationship, you know, with the Bretton Woods institution? What economic policy approach is best suited for Nigeria if the methods, you know, adopted by the current administration is not working in your perspective? But we seem to focus a bit too much on the federal level, you know, without paying attention to the states. And that's where I want you to weigh in on now. For the states, even regardless of those celebrating 2 years or those in their second term, which stand out for you in terms of management of their local economy, prioritizing human capital development, especially, you know, to balance with what is often considered to be their priority, which is infrastructure development? Which states stand out for you in this regard, Mr. Sowore?
You know, a Nigerian state can only stand out in terms of performance if you have never been to a country where things function. Then you look at any state and you just generously say, well, they are performing. That is if you have never been outside of the shores of Nigeria. You've never seen how local governments perform. I've seen a lot of the states claiming that, you know, celebrating their 2 years and saying that they are performing wonder. But when you go to the states, there's nothing happening, you know, except we don't, you know, our standards are so low that we celebrate anything. even when there's nothing. So I have not seen a Nigerian state that can boast of 100 kilometers of highway. I've not seen a Nigerian state that can boast of schools that are of the best standards. I'm not talking about even international standards. I'm talking about local standards that we used to have in the 80s and even 90s. I haven't found a state that can boast of any good hospital. None. There's no state in Nigeria where if a state governor is sick, he can check into the hospital that he built. None. I've never met such a state. I've never met a state that pays salaries to workers that can take the workers home or that can be said to be a living wage. So except you don't know what states are supposed to do or what states do in other places, then you can start, and be saying that, in the country of the blind, in the country of the blind, the man with glaucoma is the best, So, and I'm not mocking people with glaucoma because it's not fault of their own. But I'm just saying that people who claim to be governors in our states, none of them has done anything. Maybe the only thing they do is to buy live stream from TV stations and just read out statistics that don't conform with what's on the ground. I saw one yesterday who was laboriously sweating, and showing all these car parks. And I mean, how do you celebrate car parks in 2025? People celebrate university, People go to Saudi Arabia and know what they are doing with oil resources. Go to Qatar, go to all these Gulf states, look at Caribbean countries, small countries that you don't even see on the map of the world. They are doing better than Nigeria. And then you have state governors who are buying 2 hours of live stream to read statistics of achievements that don't exist. I'm so sorry to say that I don't know how to rate states in Nigeria, considering that we live in the same country where nothing is happening. So it's much ado about nothing.
Well, Mr. Sowore, it's a gloomy picture that you paint, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with raising the bar of excellence. And we must bring you back to have a continuation, a part 2 of that debate on how we should better manage the economy. We must thank you very much for your time on the program at this point. We've been talking with Mr. Omoyele Sowore, presidential candidate of the African Action Congress in 2023. He joins us from Abuja studio. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, that's not all on the review of the performance of this administration.
After 25, are we truly democratic? Unexamined life is not worth living. You must at any step try to examine what we are doing. After 25 years of experimenting and trying to be a democratic country, it is now time to ask questions. Are we truly democratic? And you start by defining what it's supposed to be. Democracy is supposed to be government of the people, by the people, for the people. So the fundamental question, is this government of the people? Is it by the people? And is it for the people? Beneath this is supposed to be a benefit for the people, which is not there today. Absence of which have led to leadership failure over the years that brought massive corruption, hunger, sufferings, all sorts of pain, insecurity, everything. So the opposite is what we've experienced. What we should actually be celebrating is that some sort of state capture, where those who have captured it have cornered all the benefits that are meant for the people. All the people are supposed to see in terms of good education, good health, and pulling them out of poverty have been cornered by the few that have captured the system. And they continue at the suffering at the expense of all. And the list is endless. You can go there and see the measure of democracy. We are 4.23, which shows we're low. You look at the hunger index, we're 109, over 124 countries measured, which shows we're low. You look at corruption index, we're 145 over 180 countries, which shows we're low. You look at law and order, which is supposed to be an intangible asset that drives democracy. We're very low. We're 120 over countries measured. So you could see we're low in every facet. If you compare even the electoral process that brings our leaders into office, again, we're very low. Let's just take the recent 3 elections in comparable countries of South Africa, India, Mexico. In all these 3 countries, first is that over 60% of registered voters participated in voting. Polling booths opened, over 80% opened on time and closed on time without incidents, no ballot snatching, no this and everything. And results were transmitted electronically without any hitches, no glitches, nothing.
Well, there was a slight hitch in the South African transmission, but not to the degree.
No, it didn't affect the result because every party accepted it. It was a very minor thing. I watched it sitting down in my own sitting room from beginning to the end. India, that was supposed to have over, the people that voted in India are 3 times the Nigerian population. Yet you could see it. The election was accepted. In our own case, less than 25% of the voters participated.
And indeed, those who came out, many of them were prevented from
Thank
voting.
you. At the polling booths, did not open on time, closed late, closed early, with all sorts of fraud and everything. And when you think about it, in these countries that I mentioned, these were carried out by ordinary citizens. In our own case, despite all this fraud, glitches, everything, it was being executed by professors. So there must be something we need to re-examine and ask ourselves question, how do we get it right? For our children, for the future generation, we can't continue on this path.
So how do we get it right?
By doing it rightly. The government can stamp and said, I recall late President Yaradua, who's admitted that the process that brought him to office is faulty. And he was bent on changing it and putting the right steps to do that.
So do you think
which was followed up by Jonathan.
Right.
And participated in an election where for the first time the ruling party and the president lost the election. Just like you can see in the way I've just told you, the ANC in South Africa had a reduced position. In India, the same thing happened. They accepted it.
So do you think that the reason for this problem that you've identified is politicians in power consciously refusing to give those institutions the latitude to operate?
Exactly. And making sure it happened. Institutions must be respected by those in office. They must make sure for the future of the society, for the future of our children, a leader or those who are in leadership must do things rightly.
So in that regard, when you look at the highest office in this country, an office that you aspire to, what do you see? Do you see an individual that respects or does not respect the rule of law, and who, through his actions and those of his deputies and possibly ruling party, supports or does not support the fabric of this country's democracy?
Charles, I live this, you can ask ordinary Nigerians.
Well, I'm asking you.
I don't think they do. No. They don't. That's why it's happening. If they do, it won't happen.
You do recognize, though, that a lot of the people who are in power have inherited decades of rot, and you can't wave a magic wand and all that rot will disappear.
Charles, I don't like discussing this today. No matter where you start, if you mean well, you can start correcting them. The role of a leader is not to remind people of the past, or mention the past, or think about the past. Your role is to show the path by doing things that are right. Change starts from you. By you, if you decide to walk the right path, that's how it starts. You can decide, okay, yesterday it was wrong. That's even part of why we hired you. Because it was wrong yesterday, we didn't hire you to remind us or start giving us the excuse, but to show the solution and how best to do it. That is leadership.
So in that respect, after 25 years of unbroken democracy, which Nigeria is marking this week, are we walking on the edge of a razor blade, as someone put it? Are you pessimistic or optimistic?
Very, very pessimistic. We're actually walking in the right direction.
In the right direction?
In the wrong direction.
In the wrong direction.
We're actually walking in the wrong direction.
Right.
Very wrong direction. And we need to change it and walk in the right direction. And it has to start from the number one person.
Well, let's assess that walking in the right direction or wrong direction and that number one person. Let's turn to President Tinubu's first year anniversary. After 1 year in office, do you think he has displayed the strength and the ability to tackle Nigeria's many problems? Are you impressed with mega projects, for example, like the Lagos-Calabar Highway?
Well, you know, I've never made comment about 1 year in office. The reason why is simple. I would say that President Tinubu have kept to his campaign promises. Throughout the campaign, he consistently maintained that he will continue from where Buhari stopped. And that is done very well. I would say excellent. I'll give him an excellent pass mark. And it's very simple. It's chance. Dollar was 460, is now 1,005. Fuel was 238, is now about 700. Diesel was 844, is now 1,415. A bag of rice is 35,000, is now about 80. A bag of beans was similar, 35, is now about 90. Gari was 27.28, is now 49.50. A tuber of yam was about 2,007 to 3,000, now is about 10,000. Tomato basket is about 40,000, that is over 150,000. Electricity is 66 kilowatts, is now over 200. You can go on and on. Our debts, even bread, which is a basic thing other countries that subside, like Egypt, bread, smaller, medium bread was 450 naira. It's not 900 naira. The big one is 900, is 1,005. Our debt, like I mentioned, was 87. By end of last year, it was actually 97. The highest we've done within that short period. Now is over 100 trillion. In fact, this year alone, the government, through the Central Bank of Nigeria, have issued and taken from the system borrowing of over 16 trillion naira. You can imagine the interest at almost 20%. It's about 3.2 trillion after 12 months. At that, last year, in a period of 9 months, we spent about 5.7 trillion servicing as debt interest on our payments. So add that. So overall, you've done well. Let's even go back to the overall of the economy. By the time he took over last year, we were still the biggest economy in Africa with $477 billion as our GDP, followed by South Africa, Egypt, Algeria, and Morocco. Today, we are number 4. South Africa is number 1 now, I think about $373 billion. Egypt is second, $347 billion, followed by Algeria, 266. And we are now 252 billion GDP economy. It's even worse when you go to our per capita. We are actually 1/4 of per capita of the list of these nations that I mentioned. South Africa is over 6,000 per capita. Egypt is 4,000 plus. So is Algeria. And then Morocco, which among this is supposed to be the 5th, at 4,210, and we are 1,000 plus. So we actually are going low. We're coming from a low of per capita of 3,000 plus in 2014. So every other thing have headed south. You see, insecurity is worsened. Well, corruption has worsened.
Right.
Adherence to the rule of law has worsened. The country has been nepotism is at the highest.
Let's look at one issue that you mentioned, and you came up with quite voluble statistics there, and that is the issue of the economy. The president, in the clip we played earlier, before our interview began, made it clear that he was aware of the fact that there would be pain before gain. I mean, if you look at every economy, from Argentina to all the ones that have tried to reform their economies, there's always a bit of pain before the gain comes. That comes with putting in reforms, fundamental reforms that would eventually lead to an improvement in the economy. What I'm curious to know is, if you had become president, how difficult would it have been to govern in the current environment? Because you would have inherited essentially what President Buhari left for you to inherit. Because some have argued that whoever took over from President Buhari would have inherited a country that would have been very difficult to fix, with so much borrowing and debt and corruption and the fall in the currency and all the rest of it. Yes, you could argue that the government, that was part of what they said were their reforms. But in other words, you would not have been able to turn things around and deliver in 1 year.
Charles, the first thing you do as a leader who inherited a difficult situation is to lead by example.
A bill for an act to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make electronic transmission, electronic auto collation, and live online publication of election results mandatory by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and for related matters. So it's not about just transmission of film from EC8A to IREV. No. This 2025 proposed bill that we have here goes beyond that. Because what we saw is that INEC sends the form EC8A, all manner of copies. Sometimes it's a picture of somebody in the restroom, and then sometimes it's all manner of forged things. No, this amendment bill goes beyond that. It's saying that you will make INEC to compulsorily, mandatorily ensure to make the transmission, electronic transmission, electronic auto collation, which means that once the result is declared in a polling unit, INEC is displaying it to us real time. before that result is taken to the registration area collation center or the ward collation center, we are seeing the result from the polling unit. So all those collation that will take place in the ward, that will take place in the local government, that will take place at the state, they will just be for, what do you call this thing? Okay, let me just use backup. They will just be for doing the normal paperwork to provide evidence of the paperwork, but the election result would have gone immediately the result is announced at the polling unit. That way, all this snatching of ballot boxes, all this mayhem that takes place in the polling unit, they will not be there anymore. And guess what? Look at where it gets even more beautiful. It says live online publication of electronic results. So INEC will be mandated by this amendment to transmit the result live on the INEC website. You will have the map of Nigeria with the state, with the local government, with the ward, with the polling unit. You can access them just the way you see it on CNN when they are doing the American. They can do it. It's very easily achievable. We have our own software that can do that. And we are just individuals. We don't have billions of naira given to us for elections. So INEC cannot say they cannot do it with all the billions that we gave them, 350 billion naira. They can do it. 2027 will not be business as usual, but that depends on whether we take action today. Now, in addition to INEC publishing those results on their website, this Electoral Amendment Act will mandate INEC to do another thing: provide publicly available APIs that TV stations can use, that civil society organizations can use, that individuals can use, NGOs can use to display election results in real time from polling units on their own website too, or for television programs, so that as the results are coming, we are seeing it. It does not leave any room for manipulation. This is the game changer. Tinubu will not like this. APC will not like this. Most of the lawmakers in the National Assembly will not like this. But the law is the law. We have a right to demand this amendment. And this is what all Nigerians must demand. Any Nigerian that is not demanding this electoral amendment is an enemy of Nigeria. It doesn't matter who that person is. Let's go further. Now, Section 50 or Section 50 subsection 2 says voting at an election and transmission of results under this act shall be in accordance with the procedure determined by the commission. That's the old one. Now, here's the new one. Say voting at an election shall...
To the Nigerian Immigration Service. They have arrested one Obi Levi Obieze, a popular herbalist in Enugu, over alleged involvement in abduction, kidnapping, and ritual killings. Obieze, also known as Levi Ogbu Onyeka, fled after vigilantes and security operatives discovered corpses in a pit at an uncompleted building reportedly used as a shrine. The search began after a 13-year-old girl went missing in the community. We saw this story. My heart broke when I saw that pregnant woman in the pit. I mean, and this just goes to show that this issue of, is it this herbalist, this ritual killings, people trying to make money from killings? Remember we talked about this when even Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo said he was going to ban the practice of, is it native doctors or herbalists? This is the reason, and here, that's the picture of the guy. I am glad that he is being caught. Ritual killing stands condemned, and we are very proud of the Nigerian Immigration Service for swinging into action and getting this man, Rufai.
I mean, so yes, very good by Immigration Service.
Yes.
But with due respect, this man is a ritualist.
He's a ritualist,
not a herbalist.
Yes. Mm.
And I have very great respect for herbalists. What do? They take herbs, some of them passed on from generation to be able to help humanity. And you know why I kicked against Governor Soludo then was that my professor in UNA, Professor Oluwalano, is one of the biggest repository of and documenter of herbs or documentation of herbs in all over Africa. In fact, he teaches other herbalists about herbs. And it's a very noble profession to be able to help humanity.
Yes.
So I think we need to make that different or separate that from a ritualist that should be condemned. Anybody, I must say, that tells you to go and bring head or skull or part of human being to make money is a liar. The question is, all the billionaires in the world, the antidote to poverty was using their brain to solve problem. How do you make wealth? You make wealth by providing a slow solution to a problem, and you scale the solution, and it brings abundance. The antidote to poverty is hard work. We have a saying, iṣẹ́ ni oògùn ìṣẹ́, múra síṣẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi. Bàbá rẹ̀ lè lówó lọ́wọ́, ìyá rẹ̀ lè lẹ́ṣin léèkàn, bá gbójú lọ́wọ́, ó tẹ́tọ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi. Iṣẹ́ lògùn ìṣẹ́. The antidote to poverty is hard work. So anybody that says you go and bring any human parts is a liar. This man should be dealt with.
Yes.
Because he also committed murder.
Murder. We saw the pictures.
So
in
once
his
that's
home,
been proven
apparently.
in court, he should be dealt with. Let the court take his full, wrath of the law. But herbalists are different. They are making society better. These things have been passed on to them. What we can also call for is proper documentation.
And that's what you...
And they should go under, NAFDAC and get proper documentation. And these traditional things should also be supported. But this man, no, this is wrong. This is wrong.
All right.
Well,
Shall we now?
are licensed.
Yes.
They have certificates.
Yes.
Ritual killers are not licensed.
They are murderers.
Murderers, they're criminals.
Kudos to the Nigerian Immigration Service on this one. Let's take the story now under politics. As Nigeria gears up to mark 26 years of democracy, former head of state Yakubu Gowon has implored West African leaders to remain committed to democracy. Gowon spoke on Wednesday during the 50th anniversary celebration of the Economic Community of West African States in Lagos. Gowon, who played a key role in the founding of Accuses in 1975, stated that the region continues to face serious challenges from insecurity and political instability to youth unemployment and economic shocks. Let's take a look.
Our region still grapples, again I say, we grapple with all these daunting challenges, and especially insecurity and political instability. And in recent years, we have witnessed the troubling resurgence of military coups in some of our member states. We thought that was over, but it seems as though personal ambition drives some people to do the wrong thing. But let me say this, belief in democracy is what I'm now advising all members of ECOWAS in the countries. We must not let these setbacks define us. Rather, let them awaken us.
All right, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you, depending on your own region. It's good to be back again. Today is Friday, 30th May 2025. I just wanted to come in. This man talking right now on the screen. These are part of the reason why we are where we are today. It's very unfortunate that the people that have caused us so much pains, that have destroyed this country, in most cases, the people also worship them when they get old. For example, Gowon, Babangida, and many, many others, including Obasanjo. Yes, Obasanjo have been hypocritically trying to support Obi, synthetically, then criticizing Tinubu. But if you have to go holistically, extensively, to check the steps, the antecedents, of Obasanjo, you get to understand that these are the main people that destroy this country. People like me don't get carried away easily. No, I will drag you back to your trace. Obasanjo ruled this country twice and he could not fix the country. Then when he speaks today, some of you will be saying, oh, yeah, he's trying, because that's how gullible some of us can be. It's very unfortunate to see that some of them that are still causing us pains today, unfortunately, they are also going to be celebrated tomorrow. Even some of us listening to us today, we join other people to celebrate them tomorrow. So Nigerians move on easily, regardless of anyhow these guys have treated us. We just move on and we forgive easily, stupidly. Yes, the way we forgive is stupidly. It doesn't make no sense, but we forgive easily, we move on easily, and we accept people's apology easily. Everyone should be held accountable for their wrongdoings if we want a country to be a better place for us. In the UK, I said it some time ago that I was carrying my child, and I put on the belt, but there was no car seats. Yes, there was no car seats for this child. Police caught me. Then I started begging. This is years ago. I started begging, oh, sir, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I promise I'm not going to do this next time again. I have a place in your heart to forgive me. And the British police officer responded by saying that whenever I'm going to work, I leave my heart at home. I don't take my heart with me to work. So I am making decisions today based on the rules of my work ethics. You see? That's why you see UK is one of the best countries today. You see? But in Nigeria, we forgive easily. We accept apologies easily. We move on easily. Everything. Oh, please forgive me. To forgive is divine. To whatever is human. Oh, blah, 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 blah. All these kind of things are pushing all of us to one corner. For example, now if you bring one of these satanic elders that have caused us the pain we are passing through today, and you said they should be stoned, then you now see one or two people will now come out to be say, he's an elderly man now, regardless of what. At least this man is older than your father. You should respect him, regardless of what. You should have some kind of respect. That is why we are where we are today. You will see some traditional rulers that are part of the problem that we are facing today. You want to tackle them. You now see people say, regardless of what, how could you? Which kind of child be this safe? A whole traditional ruler, you hold a question like that? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That is why we are where we are today. I know how many times the British have insulted the Queen of England before she died. Even after she died, people were still stoning and insulting this woman, insulting her corpse. Not like inside their room or like we are doing, everywhere, both online, physically, everywhere. The day they were burying this woman, there were a lot of police everywhere. Tight security in the UK. People were throwing different kind of things on the road, beans, everything that they make it rot in hell. And they didn't arrest anybody. But how many of us can dare to question our satanic elders in this country? You can't dare now. If we try, even before the government will ask us, some of us listening to me right now will satanically ask you, Mr. Naija was waiting. You need to have some respect now. Can't you see that man is old enough to be your father? That is why we are where we are today. Everybody should be able to face their wrongdoings. It doesn't matter how old you are. We have lots of elderly people in the UK who have committed offense when they were young. They now later found out at the age of 90. I know one particular one at the age of 91 in the UK that were arrested. Who murdered his ex-girlfriend at that time when he was young. At the age of 91, he was arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment. At the age of 91, since you born, you don't see anybody who don't cross 70, will be elite for Nigeria, will go prison. you way they listen to me, so everybody that is listening to me right now, you ever see anybody that is an elite, even though they don't thief our money in the past? That's why I told you guys the other day that even Peter Obi told us that he cannot dare to question these people of their wrongdoings. He just want to move on. We need a radical leader. Because if for example, Peter Obi come on to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today, I'll be very happy so that he can do the work that he promises and all that. And I'll give him overheat as well with my platform. That's what I do. I supported Obaseki with my platform. I bet you I'm the only platform that is still standing today who checkmate Obaseki from day one till the last day he left office. A lot of people were insulting me. They were saying, oh, Nigeria Watch, you hate Obaseki, you hate Obaseki. When I was supporting him with this platform, they don't know. Checkmating people, some people, they are very, very gullible. Or should I say, what is wrong with them? Let me use the word, they are stupid. Because they think when you question your leader, you hate your leader. Yes. So, if Peter Obi comes in today, I don't talk about before. Many of you can remember. From day one in office, I don't checkmate this man. I am still assuming, say, this man talk, say, he will not checkmate or rather chase anybody. He will not chase anybody who stole in the past. He just want to focus. He doesn't want to be distracted. Let's assume that statement is constructively deceptive. Let's assume. Do you understand what I mean? That the statement, say, I won't chase anybody, let's say the statement was constructively deceptive or to confuse these people, say, no, I'm not going to do them. Maybe when they get there, it will do more. That make me not feel react for that statement till tomorrow, how I supposed to react on it. Listen, guys, we should hold everybody accountable. It no matter if not your papa, if not your mama, if not your wife, if not your children. The day why I talk for here, say, if other child caught kidnapping someone, maybe the penalty is death penalty, and you'll be sentencing others to death. When it comes to your child, what will you do? They are now said, I will also sentence that child to death. It doesn't matter if it's my child. Some people on the comment section will say, God forbid though. God forbid though. That's the height of the hypocrisy that we all are facing. When it comes to other person's child, you can sign the document for the child to be sentenced to death, right? Then your child committed the same offense. Then you can't pray for him. We are not going anywhere. That doesn't make you a bad father. If you are be supporting for other people's child to go down for that same offense your child committed. The only way to have a better Nigeria is that way, by going through that path. What do I know? I only just say what I know here and where my sense reach, and there they talk rich. But what I can see or foresee is that we still have a long way to go. You see this better Nigeria, a new Nigeria that looks so close. I'm beginning to see that it's not close at all. Yes, it's not close. We still have a long way to go. We still have a long way to go. Yes. If Peter Obi become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today, there are some people Peter Obi cannot question. In fact, there are some people Peter Obi cannot mention their names. I'm telling you this, Peter Obi cannot. So we need a radical leader. But someone that will give us that better country, Peter Obi can give me a better Nigeria that I want. But for me, my time, I be want you all see all those people who don't make us do where we did today. Say they slaughter them. Yes. I know someone tell me that they might not use the word slaughter. I go use them again. Say they slaughter them. Do you know how many children whether they slaughter every day for this country, Nigeria? Innocent children, because of bad leadership. Everybody should be held accountable for your wrongdoings. Now, so it's supposed to be. What do I know? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I appreciate you all. Thanks for joining us today. Please press on the like button, help us to share. Mother for all Mommy Diaspora, good evening to you, Mommy. Thank you very much for all that you do. Thanks for always being there for us. Thank you, Abo Azi. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson Emmanuel. Thank you very much, Peggy Mondi, Madam Stella Maseredo, Adelaja Ogomboyi. Thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. Kinsley Ogerahi, Shirike, thank you. Everyone right there, Madam Peggy Mondi, once again. Uyi Desmond, and many others that have already showcased on the screen. Best Max, I can see you, and many more. Patricia Nofema, dear star, I can see you right there as well. Guys, just do your part by pressing on the like button. Help us to share. Nobody don't buy me coffee today. Today is it the last day of the month? Oh, tomorrow, right? It's 31st, right? Yes. Okay, you see, when we take do Christmas here, that day, we almost enter the half of the year now. Wow. But nevertheless, I appreciate every one of you, my people. I'd like to take this article quickly so that we can just start talking right away. The first article is what you're seeing right there on the screen. Schools, offices, roads deserted in southeast Nigeria over IPOB's Biafra Remembrance Day sit-at-home order. You see another satanism that these people are practicing that I keep kicking against all the time. Everybody you locked at home now, you did not provide food for them. One person out there forced these people to sit at home for no reason. For a reason that doesn't make no sense. If we talk now and say we offend you now, doesn't make no sense. Some residents said they opted to stay indoors out of solidarity and respect for those who died during the Nigeria Civil War, while some said they are indoors for fear of attack and harm by possible enforcers of the order. You hear them? People should have choice. But those people said they are scared. Economic and social activities across Southeast Nigeria were brought to a standstill on Friday as residents observed the sit-at-home order declared by the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB to commemorate this year's Biafra Remembrance Day. A lot of Southeasterners complained here. Because of time, I'm not going to take it. They complained here. You know, it's very sad. God, look at what this one is saying now, for example. That have been forced to sit inside the house. It's crazy. This is crazy. It's really crazy. Unfortunately, that's what we get. But I'd like us to move on. Let me take another article right here. The last article that I have for you guys is this one. This one is a very pathetic one. Let me put it on the screen. This one right there. The governor daughter, Naikra Komanso. Akwa Ibom governor's daughter accused her own father of sacrificing late first lady, which now mama, for ritual. This one shocked me. This one shocked me. Pikin, I did drag papa so. All right, let's take one or two paragraphs here. Jane Eddie Diong Efok, the daughter of Akwa Ibom Governor Omo Eno, has posted a video on social media accusing him of sacrificing his deceased wife. Her mother, Patience Oluwakemi Omo Eno, died in September 2024 over an undisclosed illness. Mrs. Effort, appointed as a senior special advisor to the governor on health, safety, and environmental, blasted her father, insisting that she would not be sacrificed like the way her mother was, alleging a sinister threat to her life and that of our little daughter. I'm not a sacrifice. Mommy was, but I'm not. Thundered the governor's daughter. Hey God. Now wow. So now wow. But I don't want to take it all. The woman talk for there. He said my papa use my mama for this one. Kai God. This guy in Nigeria is not they take us serious. So you move on. So okay. Oh wahala. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I appreciate every one of you, my people. I think we should start talking right now. For those of you that want to call in, that's the best time for you to call in. If not, I'm just going to move on with the only two panelists that I have on the screen. And then for those of you that want to join the panel, you start coming in now. It's Friday. If we finish on anytime we finish on time on this broadcast, always know in your mind that I'm happy. And just have that in mind. Now they warm up, they wait for election time where I know say we cannot do that runaway broadcast. We have to be here all the time. Let me quickly appreciate Kingsley Ogeraki by the first super chat of today for my coffee. Thank you very much, sir. I'm very, very grateful for this. May your pocket never, ever run dry. Bless you. Tony Africa, thank you, my brother, for calling in. Good evening to you, sir. Talk to us.
Thank you very much for what you did today for us. Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. So I'm very sorry. I want to disagree with you when you try to compare Yakubu Gowon to this. I know that you are just about 30-something years old. You are just too young, but me that is already, in primary school, you know what I'm saying, in the late 70s or early in the secondary school, we know exactly that Yakubu, we know the history of Nigeria. I've read so many books about Nigeria. Then you come to find out that Yakubu Gowon is actually that made Nigeria what we are still benefiting from today. Without that guy, because it was Murtala Muhammad that came to cut short his government. Otherwise, everything was already on ground. All the refineries with Awolowo as a vice president, they did all what was necessary to carry Nigeria forward. And then you see all those, encouraging private sectors, like all the University of Nigeria, all these Peter Obi student bursary. My uncles, they went to university, they all got cars. In return for their service to the nation by educating themselves. So there were a lot of encouragement and those everything. So when you are talking about the Babasajo and all those Murtala Muhammad, all those Buhari, even Buhari was a great man too. Buhari was a great man. That's why I keep saying that actually that the guy was not like that's why Nigeria didn't work allegedly, because this guy, like the way you told me today about Yaradua versus when he was sick and dead, they were saying that no, he was okay. So that was how they covered up this this Buhari something. Otherwise, Yakubu Gowon is a great man. You know what I'm saying? So he laid down
So all these people at Tony Africa, all these people you just mentioned, they are great men, and Nigeria is still where it is today. You say even Buhari was a great man. That's what you said.
No. Hold on, sir. I'm very sorry, my brother. So, look, Obama and Yakubu Gowon, and that's all. The rest are useless. But Muhammad Buhari is a great man. Look, I was already a teenager. You know what I'm saying? I was already in high school. So when he was a president before, it's no nonsense man. What against discipline? Look, in fact, when I grew up, I would join a Boy Scout because of that guy, Boy Scout, because of discipline. Nigeria flag was so special. Then a Tazi flag, we flag our flag. We were very proud. People were not running abroad. He was even telling Mr. Andrew, please don't go, stay here, let us stay this country together. Yeah, so that is why that if we did not solve the mystery, Muhammad Buhari's mystery, the Nigeria will not go anywhere, because the man died allegedly, but they hid it. That is why his wife and cousins and family members with all these people, and they captured the sister. You know what I'm saying? So, but when we're looking at Nigeria history, there are a lot of books. I can talk to you, or maybe I can, if I'm able to fetch out, I will talk to my family if they can to give me some of my past books or some newspapers. I will tell you that Yakubu Gowon is God, you see, for Nigeria, because Murtala Muhammad was trying to, Islamize the country in order to fulfill Ahmadu Bello's wishes. That is why we dislocated, and today we are dead as a nation,
Okay.
So I'm very thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you. All right. I know one or two person will counter you, God told me, but I don't want to say anything about that so that we can move on. I'll receive just one more call so that I can quickly move on to the panel. I appreciate every one of you right there. Please press on the like button to share. Press on the dollar sign, encourage our work. Somebody actually, although after my broadcast yesterday night, see him, I don't see him. And after my broadcast yesterday, I was told that somebody were asking for Nigeria account number. Now, notice I know they always showcase there this thing. I thought some people have it on their phone. That there you go. I don't know if you're there. I saw it after I just ended the broadcast. Somebody messaged me that they were asking. That's our account number in case you want to support us. Whenever we receive money there, we'll come here to talk about it. You know that we receive money. God bless you. I appreciate every one of you, my people. I'd like us to just move on right now. Let me call on the first person who came to the panel today, Madam Patricia Tagojemin. It's good to have you on the show, man. Good evening to you. Please talk to us.
Good evening, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Jonathan. Mommy Diaspora, good evening. Is that Mr. Dua? Good evening to you. Special good evening to all our commentators. Yes, I want to agree with you, Mr. Elvis, on Yakubu Gowon, that he is among those evil leaders that has kept Nigeria where Nigeria is today. Because if you look at it, how old was Yakubu Gowon when he became the governor of Nigeria? He was under 40. He was in his 30s. But today, where is our 30 years old people or 30s? People before 40 today, where are they? They are called Tata, as Igbo people will say, baby. Why 60 years old is youth, is what they call youth. And he still have the guts and temerity to be coming out to be speaking. This Yakubu. And what even make me decide to even join was the fact that he was saying that some people are trying to destabilize the whole thing in this whatever he started due to their personal interest. Is he referring to the young man, the 34 years old man in Burkina Faso? I believe he is. And the other two. These are people that say, listen, we are tired of our people suffering. We want to change the status quo. And they are doing it. And we are seeing it. So why is he coming out to tell us? Which message did he bring to the ECOWAS? That the so-called youth that you said they are the future of tomorrow, they have become forever future of tomorrow and they are never arriving in their destination. Because you and your cronies are the ones there doing all kind of shenanigans that you have been doing, celebrating yourselves, going back to Tinubu and his cabinet, where they are the ones doing exam, they are the ones scoring themselves. Hey, what I heard today from that David Umahi make me know that these people are not fit to lead. He said that some terrain in the, what they call it, even though I celebrated that highway from Lagos to Calabar, I did. Yes, and I still stand by it. But to know that these people, even David Umahi, he has no brain. I will put it that way. He said if you see some kind of terrain, you will know that wonders are being wrought. I don't know what wonders. I don't know what wonders has been wrought there. We have been all over the world. We have seen all kind of terrain. We have seen the impossible become possible. So what are we talking about? Is it Nigeria that it will not become a wonder. It's not a wonder. People that are doing it for you, they don't even have two heads. Wake up. Wake up. The people that you are going to call, people that you call engineer, you don't know your education system that is being corrupted. They're not giving you, they're teaching you, yes, but they are not teaching you the whole truth about, you know, whatever engineering. They're not teaching you the whole truth. They're teaching you bits and pieces, and you're running away with it. And you're telling us they are doing wonders. What wonders are you doing? They came to distort our history, distort our development. And now you are telling me they are doing wonder. You are doing wonder in a 30 kilometer. You are celebrating 30 kilometer. For how much? How much have you spent? You say you cannot give. Oh God. Oh, you take Nigerians for food too much. Who goes into a war without having to calculate what the war will cost him first? Who goes to build a house without knowing that this is the house, this is how much this house will cost me? In these places we compare ourselves with all the time. Before they start that project, they already know how much it will cost, how long it will take to build those roads, to construct those roads. They know every material they're going to use, what it costs for you to come out and slap us. God go slap all of you now. And God will continue to slap you now. Because you're thinking that every Nigerians are fool. You say you are doing a bridge, you are building a road, you don't know what it costs. You cannot even give a specific amount of 1 kilometer. What it costs, he couldn't give it. First, he pretended he wasn't hearing. They took a break, came back, the same thing, couldn't. Look at these people. Nigerians, oh, I'm sorry for you now. I've been Nigeria, yes, I see the talker. If it happen, I don't see talker, yes, I myself, I will come. Anything I feel still do at my age, I will do. Yes. We need to wake up. They are taking us for granted too much. We need to wake up. Who does it? How? Who does that? You say you are changing things. Nobody is feeling it. Only your people. Only the people that you employ and people that in your government. And those are the people that are feeling the impact. Nigerians are the common Nigerians are crying. They are crying. Nobody can tell me that they are not crying. I go to Nigeria, I see them. This is not I hear call. No, I go, I see with my eyes. So I'm a first-hand testifier to the hardship that is in Nigeria. Nobody can come and tell me any rubbish here or boogaboo. So, Mr. Elvis, I don't want to be joined, like I said, now because of waiting that man talk and to confirm, to also support what you say. Because this go on not supposed to come out at all. They failed woefully. So, if this is not Islam, so how come he's not saying anything about all the evil that is happening in Nigeria? And I want to agree with Mr. Peter Obi regarding this, the statement made today. Tinubu is doing everything he said he would do. Tinubu did not promise Nigeria good life. Okay? You that is expecting good life, you are expecting it on your own. Tinubu is doing what he said he would do. He said he will reduce your purchasing power and he will widen the tax nets. That's what he's doing. You better make you wake up and smell the coffee. So you that is thinking you are expecting anything for Tinubu, and they are telling you not to wait till another 2 years time, you will see start eating the fruit. Look, Nigerians, now the ball in court. These people, they've held the ball for so long, but like he said, power is not given a la carte. You can grab it, snatch it, and run away. It's for your time. It's our time to grab it. snatch it and run away with it because Nigeria belongs to us. It doesn't belong to these criminals. Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I'll leave it there.
All right, Mother Patricia, thank you very much for that wonderful submission. Yes, I like the part where you said, if Gowon is not part of them, how come you have not criticized the wrongdoings of this government? You see, this is what they do. You nailed it there. But see somebody defending Gowon is crazy. This one did well, the other one did well, the other one did well, and Nigeria is still where it is today. It's crazy. But I want everybody to continue to respond to this. Mr. Oduwa, you unmuted yourself. Are you going to say something? Because your noise is coming to the broadcaster. Stay mute. Thank you. Mr. Oduwa, stay mute. All right. Good evening to you, sir. Thanks for calling in. Please talk to us.
Hello, Mr. Niger Watch.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
God bless you for taking. I thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Let me greet you again. Good evening, and God bless you. Good evening, Mommy Diaspora. I'm saying special greetings to you this weekend, and I'm greeting the members of the Niger Watch family, both those who are writing, those who are calling in, those who are listening, those who are watching, those who are sincere to the cause of Niger Watch. I greet all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Saying one thing, I want to hold it down, and that is, you said, Obi said, if he comes in, he will not indict anybody, he just moves on. And I know what, do you know why Awolowo did not rule Nigeria? Do you have an idea?
No, sir.
Okay. I don't know whether I should say or not, but let me put it this way. Awolowo said something, he said, if I come in tomorrow, all of you, both the military, everybody, I am going to probe all of you, I will deal with you, I do the ba. And at a point, somebody among the rulers left that who want to mention their names said Awolowo was one of the best presidents we never had. Why? Because of that comment. So let us not say everything into the air. Let him be coming first. And then let him do what he knows best. If Nigerians will not attack him, if he fails to do what is next for, I will be one of the first people who will come back to ask Niger what are you doing? Are you keeping quiet? Are you not calling this man out to start making sure that all these so people are arrested? But let's leave it at that.
Exactly.
One other point I call for now is for your brother, my brother, Tony Africa, my namesake. Old boy, make you take our suffering now. Make you go study this Nigeria history very well, the way you say you read every day. Are you reading the book upside down? Are you reading this book upside down, Tony Africa? I'm asking you. You are giving honor to somebody like Buhari. Somebody could even pardon Gowon to an extent. And let me correct Patricia. Patricia said Gowon came in as head of state at the age of 30-something. No. Gowon became head of state of Nigeria at the age of 28. In case we don't know, go and check the history. He was not even married. He had to be made to go and get married immediately to his girlfriend, who he wasn't even planning to marry then. If we are talking of what we are saying here, people should be very careful when they come to start saying things that they cannot debunk, on your platform. Let them go back, do their studies well before they come and start talking. Go on. Yes, age is on him, and I'm sorry to say this. The Fulanis used to go on, and they use him and they dumped him. That's why sometimes, when I want to even complain about Gowon, I shut my mouth. We lost people. I lost people as an Ibom man. But then, when sometimes I look at Gowon, I don't talk again. See somebody like Theophilus Danjuma. Do you know they are attacking him almost every day? Theophilus can come out and talk carelessly. Theophilus was the one they used to kill Agu Hiroshi. They used all of them. I don't want to stand them in them. Some great soldiers, like Jogarba, them, all of them, who served under Gowon and the rest of them. Many of them are late now. What is happening in Nigeria today is a fallout of the fact that these military people came in. Some of them who had some good thoughts in their mind to fight what they said they came to fight for, eventually became, for instance, Gowon, his leadership, one wouldn't say he was corrupt, but what happened to him was that his ministers, or rather called the commissioners, they were called those days, we are all corrupt. And that was what messed Gowon's leadership up. His ministers, all of them were corrupt. What's his name? Mohamed Mohammed, who you see his face on the 20th era of Nigeria up to tomorrow, came in. The day Mohamed was finished, it was on a Friday like this. It was on a Friday morning like this. When Vika and his group went out, they battered his vehicle and everything, it was a sorry sight. That very day, some of us, I for one, I had an interview at the what do you call it, the force headquarters, we are going for this, what they call force, this potential pilots course. We are going to go for that interview.
Okay, sir. I need to quickly correct something now. You said Gowon became the head of state at the age of 28. That was wrong. He became the head of state at the age of 31, sir. He was the chief of staff at the age of 31, January 1966.
It was 28. During the time, Ojukwu and Ojukwu did this. Gowon was 28.
No, according to my research now, sir, he was 31 when he became the chief of staff. Sorry, when he became the head of state and chief of staff. Yeah, both of them, yes. Yeah, 1966. Yeah, he was 31. That's what I'm trying to correct due to the listeners. He was not 28, he was 31.
31 to 32.
Yeah, 1966, he was 31. He was 31 years old at 1966. Okay, maybe Wikipedia. I'm reading right now from Wikipedia. It said he was 31. Are you there, sir?
No, Mr. Naja was, you are right. It was 31 to 32.
Yeah, I have it here on my screen. I'm doing while he was talking.
He must apologize. He must apologize for saying that I was, saying something that was not true.
So no, it didn't say it. No. It did not say anything wrong. He only opposed you. People don't apologize for opposing people. He was not rude. He only just mentioned a number. Is Gowon become the head of state at the age of 28. Then I started my research and I found out that no, that was wrong. It's just a normal thing. Maybe he didn't get the age right. He was not rude to anybody, but nevertheless, according to what I have here, Gowon become the chief of staff, military chief of staff, at the age of 31. The same year, he became the head of state, 1966. At the age of 31. July counter coup. There's so many history here, head of state and all that, blah, 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 blah.
And it was true.
Yes. It was
so now the person that organized the coup, just imagine, imagine the whole scenario. Now,
number 34, which blah, 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 blah. Head of state. In 1966, Gowon was chosen to become head of state. Up till then, Gowon remained strictly a career soldier with no involvement whatsoever in politics until the tumultuous event of the year suddenly, blah, 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 blah. So I don't want to go into the history, but my main concern, then the Civil War happened, Civil War leader. In anticipation of the Eastern secession, Gowon moved quickly to weaken the support based on the region, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to go there. The history is very long, man. I think I need to read all this on my own free time. But I just wanted to get the age right.
And Mr. Obi, then he was accusing those people of personal interest. Okay. Was it not personal interest? That's the thing.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So I believe now that people like people like Tony Africa who said Gowon was the best at that time. I don't know how you feel now, because we have everything right here on the screen, and if our leaders were the best in the past, you and I shouldn't be where we are today. So let's say it how it is. Anyway, I appreciate all my people. God bless you all. I'd like us to move on. Let me call on Mr. Jonathan. Mr. Jonathan, it's good to have you on the show, sir. Good evening to you. Please talk to us. You have 15 minutes.
Okay, Mr. Elvis, thank you. I greet you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, happy Friday. Mr. Elvis, God bless you. Good work you are doing. I greet Madam Patricia. Welcome. I greet you. God
Good
bless you.
evening to you again. Thank you.
Mr. Odua, I greet you too. Welcome. God bless you. Mom Diaspora, once again, I greet you. God bless you greatly. And all the commenters, all the callers. God bless you all greatly. Welcome. It's just so interesting that in Nigeria they feed Nigerians with lies, and because the country is not a normal country. Those are the facts that we cannot afford to miss whenever we're talking about Nigeria on a daily basis. We must know that it is not a normal country. It will help us. In fact, it will help our mental state, our state of, our mental health. If you already know from the onset that this country is not a normal country. So whatever we're seeing there, you will take it, you will not allow it to overwhelm you. You won't, because you already know that this is not normal. They talk about all this, they talk about pain and gain. It's that nonsense, rubbish statement over and over again. There cannot be gain. There must be pain before gain. What does that mean? What does that even mean to start with? And it has become their mantra. And I said it. I'm going to be saying this every day on this platform. I don't give a damn. I'm going to be saying it every day. I've said it, that this is what you are going to be hearing going forward. Please what you are going to be hearing is be patient. Please be patient. And we're seeing it. The only part of it that is disappointing is that you are also hearing it from scholars, intellectuals. That is the sickening part of it. One of the videos, I saw a guy, his name is Audu, or his name is Ogbe or something like that. His last name is Audu. Yeah, Audu. And they say he's an economist. And he was still talking about Nigeria should be patient. Nigerians should be patient, that everything is going to work out. We should just wait. See, if there is anything, the only thing I agree, everything Daniel Bwala said, one thing I agree with him so firmly, so strongly, when he was still in the trenches, not now that he has joined them. He said, even if you give Tinubu 30 years, he will not do anything. Nothing will change. How true could that be? How? What a statement of fact. It is not going to happen, Nigerians. Please get it so that you prepare your mind that there's need for a change. The idea behind this is to lay the foundation that there is need for a change. Forget about anything they are saying right now. It's not going to happen. I'm not a soothsayer. I'm not a soothsayer. I'm not a pessimist either. I'm a Nigerian, and I'm striving for a good Nigeria. I'm working for a good Nigeria. I want a good Nigeria. So I'm not a soothsayer. I'm just saying it the way it is. All this story that you are hearing, that you will be hearing, they will shovel it down your throat in an aggressive manner. They are just starting. They are just getting started. That everything is going to get that all of a sudden, miracle will just happen. Everything will just turn around. Everything will just be fine. But the fact is this, the truth is this, it's not going to be. Because everything that is happening points to that fact that is not going to happen. I'm sorry to say, I'm saying it with sadness, that Nigeria will not see anything good from the removal of subsidy.
Okay, Mr. Jonathan.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I have to break it now because Senator Natasha is currently speaking live for the first time.
Okay.
I want us to take it with her, please. Then I'll come back to you again once we are done. Guys, let's listen to what Senator Natasha is saying.
Speak to. She's been doing a whole lot of publications in support of your cause. I said, who? He said, Professor Mbeki, Professor on Facebook. I was like, okay, I've seen one or two of her posts in my support, and I think I did like and make a comment on it. He said, yes, that he did reach out to her, and then he was like, you know what, encouraged her and all of that stuff, and said, okay, if I should please call her and tell her thank you. My friend had connected me to a number of people in the past. Whenever he saw anyone grant an interview, he'll call me, oh, Natasha, I have this person's number, just say thank you, so people will feel appreciated and valued. I said, okay. So he did call the number out. That was about 10:30 in the morning on the 27th of March. So I called the phone. Hello, Professor Mbeki. She was like, hi, this is it. I told her, thank you so much for lending your voice to this cause. She said it doesn't really matter because she's a woman. She's been sexually harassed before. Her daughter was also sexually harassed. She connected with me, and she wasn't doing it for me alone. She was doing it for, you know, the bigger vision, all Nigerian women and women around the world. You know, conversations went on. But basically, the conversations were not all that she put out or what she said. And before you run down the chats, the screen, I did send you the video of all the conversations, and I'll appreciate if you publish it for Nigerians to read. But while we were speaking, she told me she was a professor of psychology. I had no reason to doubt because, come on, I like to believe people on the face value of what they present themselves to be. If she says she's a professor, okay, she's a professor. I mean, I supposed to know that she is, Professor Mbeki is just a moniker. It's just a decoy of who she truly is. And yeah, she did say she was a professor of psychology. And I was like, oh, to myself, this is who I am. I ran her through my credentials as well. She said she's affiliated with a number of international organizations, United Nations, WHO, UNICEF for Children, and many others. I was like, okay. She said she was going to use her platform to draw attention on this matter of sexual harassment, and that if I had any other addresses, so that she would also write to them through her organization. I was like, okay, so while we're on the call, if you can publish that, I think it's important I speak to the chat messages. So that was when I did send to her the first two contacts, which is the Senate President's counterpart in London and the Speaker of the Commonwealth that, okay, while you're writing to your United Nations and other international organizations,
I wasn't
you can
able to blur
also...
those organizations. I wasn't able to blur their address. Is that okay with you?
Maybe just... Okay, so but how will you... But I want you to put...
organizations.
But will you put the video? I want you to put the remainder of the chat, because if you can't, then maybe you want me to do a screenshot. Maybe you start from...
Sorry, I just uploaded the wrong one. That's not it.
That's one of the posts she had previously written in my support.
Okay, so let me... What's this one? So I'm not able to blur.
But maybe you can skip that part so they'll know that, okay, that's what it is.
Okay. Let's see if we can skip that part. Okay, awesome. Sorry. Please keep talking. I'm having trouble inputting it, but it would work. This is where we rebuke the devil.
I wanted to share something.
And you know, one of the reasons that I'm glad that you sent this is because a lot of people would also like to know, why did you delete your conversation with her? Because she put up
we're going to get to that. That's why I want you to show the entire... I want you to show the entire video, the screenshot. But what might have to happen, since we want to take away the addresses of the first... Yeah, you've showed it already. Yeah, okay, so we start from here. Yeah. No, just stop. Please go back a bit up, a little bit to the top. Yeah. You can say it's Professor Mbeki, to the best of my knowledge that I spoke with, as she presented herself. It's just like you now, Adeola. If I've known you as Adeola, you can't come tomorrow and say, oh, you're Cynthia. Because at that point, I was speaking pretty much on the phone. My phone was always buzzing between the lawyers and Nigerians of goodwill. I spoke to a lot of people. So in my mind, I saved her name as Professor Mbeki. But that wasn't the DP she had at that time. The DP has changed anyway. It was a white dress she was wearing, but it's still an AI generated. I didn't know it was an AI generated video. Like I said, I trusted her on face value. So just before then, she sent me, after I forwarded her the gentleman, the contacts that she said she was going to send letters to, because she's affiliated with United Nations and many international organizations that promote women's rights and all of that. So if I had any contacts that she should write to, I should forward. So I said, okay, fine. You can as well draw the attention of the Speaker of the UK Parliament and the Commonwealth. That was why I sent that. After all, she told me she had written books and that these books would also speak to the situation at hand. I was like, okay, she sent me this forward. It's only later on in the course of things I got to know that the books she says she's written are also AI written books. But anyway, that's for her to decide or whatever. So just scroll down a bit.
Okay, so we can just play it.
Yeah, so after that, in the course of our conversation, that was me sending to her the I think that was a letter during the return, my return. That was the document, the letter, the Kogi Central Political Frontier. We did speak about that. So I told her that, look, this does not exist. We run a CAC check, and this Kogi Central Political Frontier, as a body that was used to recall me, did not have a legal bearing because it was not registered. So that was what we spoke about. Mind you, it was on the phone, so we're kind of communicating through that. I'm just letting you know the nature of the conversation. So you see that it does not, what she's saying that I said does not even add up at all. That also, I can forward to you what that was, is my petition, my lawyer's petition to INEC. That was what I sent there. So later on, she did say that she had a message. She reached out to my friend, Ina Okoli, that she didn't want to speak to him on blah, 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 that she was an independent person pursuing justice. I didn't really understand where this came from because at that point we had finished talking. So I didn't, so when she said that, I didn't really understand that. So I think I tried to call her, but she didn't pick up. You can scroll down to see. Please play it for the, no, just let it run through. Yeah, you can see that I didn't really understand where that my friend stopped. So here, also part of the conversations we had, now please pause here. Part of the conversations we had was the manner in which Senator Nweboyi went all out, castigating me and demeaning me on all the news platforms. So at that point, I told her that I didn't like the fact that I am constantly being reduced and objectified as just a beautiful woman or, you know, a pretty face, that I would like people to look at me as a technocrat, a woman who is well-schooled, who is competent, who is a senator, that when men are conversing, men don't go, oh, I'm going to engage you because you are well-built. I'm going to engage you because you're handsome. Men don't do that. So if you're speaking to me as a lawyer, as an MBA executive, as a senator, speak to me on my competencies and not because I'm beautiful. So that was where she now said, oh, you are a lawyer? And I was like, yes, of course. I ran her through. I'm a lawyer. I have my MBA in oil and gas management. My formative years in my career were spent in the oil and gas sector. So I did run her through that. So at that point, she said, she's impressed. Do I have my credentials? I said, yes, I do have my credentials, which I already made public in the year 2019. And it's actually in the media space. She said I should please forward my credentials to her, together with this screenshot from News Central Instagram page, that she was going to make a post along the line of identifying a woman on competences and not a pretty face. So that was where I sent this. And if you look at it, there are 15 items. Just scroll up again so that people will see. All of this, which, hold on, just pause there. There are about 15 of them in total. They were all my credentials. They were sent in. I dropped them in at the same time. It's like when you drop pictures or PDF files, they all land at the same time. Contrary to what she said on her live, that this were when I was chatting her up and offering her 200 million to blackmail Akpabio. That is not true. Nobody can type 15 messages and the same in 1 minute. It's not possible. I don't even think AI will do that, however fast and smart it is. So these 15 documents, Adeola, I'm going to forward them to you. You'll see.
So everything came in at 12:40 on my screen.
My own time, 12:40. But if you look at her own message, it was 6:40, I think. If you look at it, because when she did her own, I saw the screenshot. Remember, she's in Texas. They are like 6 hours behind us.
So you're
so
saying that
my,
the messages that she said you deleted, you are saying that they were actually your credentials.
My credentials. Look at them. I've sent. Hold on.
So
I've sent them to you. I'm getting there. Look at them. These are my credentials. There were 15 of them from my primary school certificate. From my primary school certificate, my testimonial. This is it. My secondary school, Federal Government College Idoani. You'll see it there. This were University of Abuja, Nigerian Law School, NYSC, CAPMLP, that's University of Dundee, Aberdeen, had a program there, and many other. This is INSEAD, my MBA. Okay, this is still INSEAD, IHRDC in Boston, because I did mention that I have quite a lot of. So I've sent everything to you anyway. It's in your phone right now. That's what I published. That's it. And you know one thing, the beauty is that I just got back from the US because I was there to also see how we could further some of this, because I really am going to get to the bottom of this. And I'm told that in matters, I believe if WhatsApp is contacted, they can be able to extract these deleted items because they did have it happen on their platform. So we're hoping that in the course of the litigations, they'll be able to extract. But I'm just letting Nigerians to just understand that it was in the course of our conversation where she wanted to make a post, putting side by side Senator Nwabo's statement. You look at it up there where he said, does Natasha think she's one of the most beautiful women in Nigeria? So, and I told her that I didn't like the fact that women have been reduced or objectified. Speak to me as a competent individual, a technocrat. And that was why I told her about my academic, qualifications. And she said, okay, I should forward it. So that's why they all dropped at the same time. When you drop bulk messages in pictorial forms or PDF or whatever, they land the same time. It's impossible. Yeah, that's it. That's why this is what I sent to her. My work, certificates, everything. So, yeah.
So people may ask, why did you delete the messages?
So let's proceed. So after that, I didn't hear from Sandra. Let's go back to the text messages. Yeah. Okay. Look at the time. That was 12:40. So then at about, let me go back so I can read from my own space here. Yeah. This is it on my phone. So just to let you know that I want to read it as well from here since we'll be. Okay. So this is it from my own phone. That's the screenshot. And then this is where we are here. Okay. So now, then after about 4 hours, she sent this first message asking for a contract and asking how I was going to take care of her and her team.
So let me read this.
Let's read it. This is very important. It's important Nigerians read this because this is where things got interesting. Mind you, the 37 minutes we spoke had nothing to do with contracts, had nothing to do with I'm engaged. I never told her there was nothing like sexual harassment, that I'm all set out to destroy Tinubu's Yoruba government, that I called Nigeria gullible and hungry, that I paid Dr. Obi money to carry on the advocacy, that what did she say? I was going to poison my husband.
You called her useful idiot.
That I called Frida a useful idiot. Never, ever, ever. And I'm actually glad in a way that she.
All right, my people, should we continue with this video or we should just remove it? Please put on the comment section. Do you want us to continue with the video or we should?
Yeah, I think Mr. Elvis, my own is that I think the purpose of this interview, we got it. We got it. One can go back. That's my own opinion. One can go back and watch it fully. But the idea behind it, is understood.
Okay, so we should just start talking, right?
Yeah, that's my own opinion. Maybe other people have a different.
Okay, any other person? Should we start talking?
I agree with Mr. Jonathan. No, we should start talking. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Okay, I can see on the comment section, remove it. Okay, all right then. Let's just start talking. Better. Let's take it the way it is. For those of you that want to come into the panel, this is the last time. Mr. Jonathan, you have the floor. You start all over again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I must say one or two things on this Senator Natasha thing. For me, I kind of believe what she's saying. Listening to her, watching her, corroborating what she's saying with the previous interview that Adeola, had conducted. At least as of this point in time, 3 different witnesses came out to say their own version of the story, all against this fake professor, Sandra, whatever she called herself. So when you juxtapose what Senator Natasha is saying now with what those other witnesses, what they have said so far, you can link it together. It makes sense. It adds up. That's what I would just say for now. And for that, it's just that we have a lady who is this Sandra, who is so crooked, is so crooked. I don't know what to for the sake of this platform. I think it will be better to leave it there so that one will not use words that will go against the rules of the platform, because I don't know how to describe this lady without using words that will be contrary to the rules of this platform. Let's just leave it there for now, But the only part of it that I just want to say is that Nigerian government now suing Senator Natasha. It is laughable, when you talk of a busybody, when you talk of a government that has nothing to do, when you talk of we used to talk of an individual that is lazy, that has nothing to do. We are not talking of a government of a sovereign nation embarking on this kind of journey. Talk of a busybody. Talk of a government that is living the needful and pursuing the relevant. Yes, that's just what it is. So disappointing that my country, the government of my country, will be pursuing this. Wow. It is scandalous. It is laughable. I mean, oh my God. Oh my God. It is just terrible. But anyways, Mr. Elvis, let's continue. I was talking,
yes,
I was talking about, the state of Nigeria, the Nigerian economy, and these lies that they are selling to us. Now, please, Nigerians, please don't buy the lies, that things will fall in line, things are going to be better. Just give Mr. Tinubu time, in the next 2 years, it's not going to happen. The subsidy removal and the floating of the naira is not working. These things are not working. And the question you will ask yourself, why these things are not working, is simply because when you talk of subsidy removal, you will ask yourself, you want to know the proceed from the subsidy removal, the money that the government realize from that subsidy removal. Where are they putting the money? Tangible things that you can see. You can't find them in Nigeria. You cannot find them in Nigeria. The floating of the naira. You will ask yourself, what is naira to dollar today? They can float all they like. A country that is not exporting is not going to work. So, for those simple reasons, without going deep, without extending or anything, tells you that subsidy removal, floating of the naira is not going to bring anything good. Because we can't see the proceed of the subsidy. You and I cannot see it in the Nigeria. Where is 3 trillion in Nigeria today? Let's just say 3 trillion, just to be moderate and conservative. Let's just say that they have saved 3 trillion in the last 2 years from subsidy. I know it is more than that, if actually there's anything like subsidy removal. But let me just stay on 3 trillion. You will ask yourself the honest question and give yourself the honest answer. Where is 3 trillion in Nigeria today that Nigerians can feel, they can see that this is 3 trillion? Is it in the health sector, education sector, on our roads, that will mine, that they think Nigerians, they have taken Nigerians for granted? See finish. After almost 1.5 years or thereabout, celebrating 30 kilometers of the 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar highway. Talk of mediocrity. That means that if you give Mr. Tinubu, that means that 700 kilometers by this rate, It will take them at least 15 to 20 years to complete it. Mr. Tinubu will need about 4 to 5 terms in office to complete the 700 kilometer. You will need 15 to 20 years. Even if they double it, even if they triple it. So instead of 30, they are now doing 60 or they are doing 90. They will still need about 6 years to complete it. 6 to 7 years to complete it. So you can see the lies all over everywhere. Just let's be real with ourselves. Let's just ask ourselves the real questions. And I was listening to the interview with Sowore, the channel lady, asking some, you see, I'm sick and tired of these Nigerian journalists. I don't know what to call them. Asking a very nonsensical question. Asking Sowore a very nonsensical question. That what type of economy we fit in.
Sorry.
Yes.
I know what you should call them, collaborators.
They are together. Yes. It was asking what kind of economic approach will suit Nigeria best for now. I said, what kind of question is this? As it stands right now, the only thing that will work for Nigeria, and I'm very mindful, and I'm aware of what I'm saying. I said that only in capital. I'm not being diabolical or not being clear. Very straightforward, explicit, and that only is in caps. The only way out is an export-oriented economy, export-focused economy. That is the route. And I will connect it with that what former minister, Ogbe, he's an old politician, talk of old timer. Ogbe has been there since Second Republic. He's been there. And he said it. You can link it together to what that old man said there. Even though it's been part of the system, but it's in that very particular setting there where he found himself, he spoke the truth. And that confirms the statement that the only way out for Nigeria is an export-oriented economy, export-focused economy, where the Nigerian government, like no yesterday, like there is no tomorrow, they will be focused and intentional. They will stand ready to support any Nigeria that is ready to produce or manufacture, even if you are producing from your backyard. Even if it is your bedroom that you are producing, the Nigerian government will stand ready to support you. Intentional, targeted, and focused. That is the only way out for Nigeria. That is the only way where the floating of the naira will work. Are you kidding me? That economists will still be coming out today and telling us that we should wait, that things will get better. How? The people that are telling us that things will get better, look at them. I think it was Madam Patricia, she said something, and she said they are not fit to lead. These people are not fit to lead. To start with, any politician in Nigeria, from the presidency to councillor, into today, 2025, with the way things are in Nigeria, from the presidency to the councillor, and you are driving Toyota or you are driving Mercedes-Benz, you are not fit to be a leader. To start with, just that level alone. Because you cannot transform Nigeria. How that floating of naira will not work when you are driving Toyota all over the space. Each one of them costing about 150 to 160 million naira. That SUV Toyota Jeep that all of you are carrying about. Each one of them costing about 150 million, approximately about $100,000 US. and you have them in Nigeria in their thousands, and you are telling me that the floating of the naira will bring a transformation. How? We're just talking of one item alone, vehicle. Don't we have sense? Are they going to open our head and start putting information there? Just one item alone, cars. All of them, they are driving Jeep, SUV, Toyota all over the space in Nigeria. Can't that one in dollar, can't the pressure that one is putting on the naira alone? If you like, float the naira all you like. It's not going, the economy is not going to move an inch. If you are a leader in Nigeria today, you find yourself in any public office and you are driving Toyota all over the space in Nigeria, you are not fit to be a leader. Because you must lead by example. You must lead Nigerians by example. Mr. Peter Obi laid it out. Everything in Nigeria from 2023 to now has gotten worse. From ordinary loaf of bread and a basket of tomato, it has gotten worse, not double. All of these items has triple, some of them quadruple. So there is no, so don't let them, this idea that things will get better, please don't buy into it. All we need in Nigeria is a change. We need it. Because Nigerians have been placed in that situation where that poverty has so much, the poverty is so much that very soon they will start throwing money at Nigerians now, and people will quickly forget. That's just my fear. That's my worry, that these people will start throwing money out now, and people will quickly forget. They will quickly forget. I'm begging Nigerians, please don't. That change is needed. No matter what, we need that change. Mr. Peter Obi said it again in that interview. I don't know whether it is now or previous, but whatever. It said we can get it right by doing it right. We can only get it right if we do it right. And the right thing to do in Nigeria is for the government to intentionally and purposefully targeted export. If you are producing anything in Nigeria, even inside your toilet, Nigerian government will support you. That is it. That's the only way out. If we want to stop the reliance on foreign imports, that's the only way out for us in Nigeria. There is no any other way. And for Mr. Sowore, I will end on this one. I only have some few questions for him, because every day you are seeing him all over the space. I want the Nigerian media to start asking him questions now, not just to be asking him activist questions. And he's giving you, he will give you activist responses. No, ask him as if if Sowore is a true politician. Ask him political questions. Ask him economic questions, and let us hear him. Let Mr. Sowore from now henceforth start telling. I don't want to hear him saying all these Nigerian problems. We all know it. All of us know it. All of us know that the Nigerian politicians are they are corrupt, they are crooked, they are criminals. We all know that. We all know that all of them, they have played their role in bringing Nigeria to where it is right now. They have ruined the country. We all know that. So don't tell us that. Tell us how you are going to make it better. What are the solutions? How do you bring inflation down? What is your strategy, Mr. Sowore? I've never heard you say anything in that direction. How you will bring it down? We all know that the interest rate, what the central bank governor is doing, we all know that is crooked. In fact, you will question his competency. We all know that. How will you do it, Mr. Sowore? How will you create a functional healthcare system in Nigeria, Mr. Sowore? These are the questions. How will you create? When they ask you, don't start blaming everybody. But when they ask you the question, you will go the the blame, you will go the blame route. You will blame everything blamable in Nigeria. We all know that. How will you create a functional healthcare system in Nigeria? How will you deal with insecurity in Nigeria? How will you bring the Naira to a manageable level? Mr. Sowore, what are your strategies? What are the plans that you have? What are the specific, you talk about foreign investment. What are the specific things that you will do that will drive direct foreign investment to the Nigerian economy? These are the things we are blaming Mr. Tinubu for. Then what will you do differently? Tell us these things, Mr. Sowore, in clear terms. In clear terms, so then we can match it side by side, because all these things, Mr. Peter Obi has stated his own version. That is why you are wrong. That is why you can blame him. Let's hear your own version, and then we can put it side by side. Let's hear your own version. I've never bring it out. Bring your own version out on all these items. At least let's leave it there. What are your plans on all these things? Don't come out and be telling us how bad Nigeria. We all know all that one. We all know. We know the looters of Nigeria. Please, these are the areas that you need to come out now and start telling us. Start telling Nigerians what we do differently. Because I don't understand you. I've never understood you. I don't understand you. I mean, I just don't. How you want to be the president of Nigeria? I was asking panelists here yesterday that where is your party headquarters? Where is your party headquarters? Who is the national chairman of your party in the northeast, in the northwest, in the north central, the south? How will the people in Sokoto and Safara vote for you? Even if you are getting 5-10% of the vote, how? How will the people in Jigawa and Borno and Taraba, how will they vote for you, Mr. Sowore? You just want to sit down in Abuja there and then come to Lagos now and then rant all over the place, and you just think that the people in Zamfara will just vote for you like that? It's not going to happen. I don't know what your intentions are, but I do know this route that you are pursuing, you can never lead the country. It can't happen. And my grudge with you is that you need to start working with like-minded people. You cannot do it alone. That's why somebody like Oshomole was just, he came after you, decimated you. And I agree with him entirely. I agree with Mr. Senator Oshomole on this one. Because you claim that you know it all. But you are not ready to work with anybody. And in another breath, you want a good Nigeria. How does that? Are you going? Is it a one-man show? And you can't work with anybody else. You still mention it in that interview you had today. Say all Nigerian politicians, they are all the same. So who are you going to work with? Who? If all the politicians are bad, okay, fine, they are bad. Let us see your team. Let us see your own standing team. From the north to the north central, to the south, down to the north, down to the southwest. Let's see your own team. Put your own team together. Devoid of all the old politicians. Let's see your team. Let's see them. Bring them together. Let's see them. We can't find anyone. If anybody knows anybody, any of Sowore's team, please, because we need to be talking about this thing, because these are the strategy. It's going to mess things up come 2027 if there will be an election. This is what it's going to do, to come in and mess things up. So it is now fight to finish. So we are starting it now. We have to be calling you out on a daily basis. If you like, you can go to all the media and be talking about, lecturing us about the corruption in Nigeria, which we all know. That's not what we need. You have the space. You have the opportunity. Start somewhere. You can take charge. What is wrong with you if you become a House Rep member? You can control the government from that point. What is wrong if you become a senator? Must you become a president? Is there anything there? Who are you working for? Is there anything there? Who are you working for, Mr. Sowore? Or are you being paid just, or do you enjoy being called former presidential candidate? Is there anything there, former presidential candidate? It's like you enjoy that title, former presidential candidate. That's all you want to carry. Please start facing the rating. Tell us how you are going to bring down inflation in Nigeria. Your own plan. Your own plan. Tell us your own plan. Tell us how Nigerian health system is going to be functional. Your own plan. Tell us how you are going to bring the dollar down. The rate of dollar to naira. Tell us how you are going to bring it down to a very manageable level. Tell us your plan, your own plan. Let's put it side by side. Don't be taking all these cheap shots at Mr. Peter Obi and other politicians. It's too easy. It has been too easy for you. It has just been, you have been finding it too easy. Because all those cheap talk you are talking, anybody else can say the same thing. We can stay here and be saying the same thing. What are the solutions? We want to hear it from you if you are fit to lead. Mr. Elvis, I will leave it there for now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Wow. Mr. Jonathan, thank you so much. I always like the fact that you can give your submission without any kind of interruption. Yes, when we have a full panel, in most cases, we cut you off. I was just there waiting for you to end it by yourself. Thank you very much for that wonderful, deep submission. God bless you, sir. Mr. Oduwa, please talk to us. Thanks for your long wait. Good evening to you, sir. Mr. Oduwa.
Hello,
Okay, Mr.
can
Oduwa.
you hear me?
Okay, now we can hear you. Talk to us, sir. Thank you.
Is noise entering inside? If there is noise, so can you just talk? Because I would person here. So because it's playing radio here. If it is not noisy, then I can talk now.
Okay, yes, just quickly talk to us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Very sorry for the time I was coming because I did not know my hand touched the mic when it opened. So that one was an error. Very sorry for that. Good evening, Mr. Najawash. Good evening, panelists, Baba, Jonathan, our mama, Tajumi. Good evening, ma. Good evening, mommy diaspora. God bless you, ma. Thank you for all you have been doing. We really appreciate your effort. It's not easy. The Lord is your strength. Good evening, the commenters, the listeners, and the viewers, and the passerby. God bless you all. Well, I did not really go. I only saw a person that was talking about the INEC and the reform and the House of Assembly. As they send a letter to the House of Assembly for the proper reform of INEC transmission or transmission. They sent the letter to them.
Yeah, it's just like a group. That's their proposal. What they are proposing.
Mr. Oduwa, okay, it seems you are busy. Let's move on.
No, I'm not busy. I'm talking. I don't know.
No, you muted yourself again.
No, you know, Baba Jonathan was talking, so that is why.
Okay, go ahead.
So people should be sending, like, people should draft, not just to talk now. Let them draft what they want to say. They should draft it, put it in. If not bad, if they submit 100 this thing to them, let anybody that have it might write, at least like Father now, supposed to be doing those kind of things for us, but we don't really know. That is why when I talk about people who supposed to be talking about law, and people supposed to hold their, but people look at me and say, don't mind that illiteracy. Illiteracy is worrying him. These things are supposed to be the duty of lawyers and let me say good judges who made well for the time the country was good. Those things supposed to be their main actions, like those who, like one of our brother who said he hold an MBA. People were praising him in Edo State. These are the people supposed to be putting these kind of submissions to the assemblies and make sure that they are troubling them every day. But you will never hear any of these people. So Nigerians, whoever that can do it, be doing it, and not just to talk. Just do your own. Let the other person do their own. So that we will be seeing it. People will be seeing it. Then tomorrow when you are talking, then you can say, I do it. But these deaf people like Akwa refuse to do the needful, and so on and so forth. So that is what we have in that regard. Then for Mr. Sowore, you see, there is what we the Edo said, meaning the charge of a poor man when he gets fame, he will want to use lead to kill as a little goat, so or a puppy. So that is what is really wrong with Sowore. You know, yesterday you asked a question. I told you that it's Mr. I know it all. Mr. I know it all cannot work with anybody. So Sowore want to be a president. Are you going to be a president of air, or you are going to be president of the people? Now, the people you want to be a president of, there are good, there are bad, there are normal, there are abnormal in everybody. You must learn how to manage them. So if you cannot work with them, then how are you going to manage them? Now, in Do parable, they said, if you say this firewood doesn't bring out fire, it's always of smoke. The other one is always of smoke. You throw away all your firewood. Then how will you go to cook your food? So Sowore don't really want to go to positions. Because I said it the other day that if really you want to go for a position, you do not just come out and be president. You must build a party. Register a party doesn't mean you have a party. You have not built it. Your party have not even produced a secretary to your local community, this thing. Your party have not even produced a secretary. Not to talk of a chairman. Not to talk of other positions. Party have not produced anyone. You just come out and shout. If you want to be a president, you want to do anything, you start building a party first. Then when the party now hold ground, then the party cannot produce with the duty and the character of the people that are coming out of the party. We enable the country to say, okay, if this party produce president, we can enjoy it. We can do this, we can do that. And with the action you will not take, we enable people to say, okay, yes, I will tell you for free, because the way Sowore is doing now is like the people in government pay him to make sure that they bring the down of mind of Nigerians, not to focus on their target. That is what he's doing, because you attacking the person that everybody said this is who we want, automatically shows that that is the work of opposition of the government who don't want the good people to enter power. If you were a good person, that the way you claim that you want to make a country good, anybody that is good like you or even if it is not up to you, you will want to draw that person close and work with the person. If the person have not even reached up to you, you will be the first person to reach to that person. Not to even talk of the person that is fame more than you. He was a former governor. Peter Obi was a former governor. So whatever you are not, you have never been in any position. You said you were in Aluta. That is Aluta is already your school. Was not the entire Nigeria. Now, if you do this, the way you associate with this body, the way you always bring idea to this kind of person who have a good idea, well, then it will enable people to see you and say, yes, these people, if they come out, they will make this country okay for us. And first thing is, for you to just starting, I will do this, I will do that, I will do this. I will bring my one of our musicians, Wamagbe, he said the politicians are campaigning. They will tell you, I will build borehole on sky. I will build borehole on sky. I will do this, I will do that. But when they enter position, they will never do that thing, any one of it again. So, Mr. Sowore, if you really have good mind for Nigerians, first, you should keep your mouth shut. Second, you will work with Peter Obi. Third, you will be the one urging Nigeria to vote for Peter Obi. Since Nigeria, you people bring out Peter Obi, I support. But I have person I will bring out in so and so people, person like this, so and so place like this. Please, Nigeria, support me. You beg. You don't force people to vote for you. You convince them with words of I beg, of please. It is that your please people will understand up to. You can't force them. So that is why people are seeing your arrogance everywhere. You are so arrogant, you are too arrogant. You, with the kind of mindset you have, shows that you are being sponsored by the present government to tackle the good people of Nigerians. So that is what I can say on Mr. Sowore. The people that are saying engineer the road of what do they call Calabar to this thing. Anyway, where do they start the road from, and where the road have get to, and which state the road want to pass? Because any road that want to go to Calabar from Lagos supposed to pass Edo State. On which area do they draw at the background in Edo State or Delta? No way. Or even Ondo State. So how are they taking that road from the Lagos to Calabar? All these things are weird just to eat our money. And by now, they have not even make any sign of any of these two states, Ogun State, Edo State, or whatever state, that this is where the road will pass. And you want to go to Calabar? Or is it going to pass through the sky? So people should begin to see that all the Tinubu and their so-called Mahi are just there to lavish Nigeria money, to embezzle it. Any road they want to do first is what are the centimeter thickness are they using for the road? Because when you say express, you don't even use millimeter to measure thickness. You have to use centimeter to tell us this is the thickness, and that is what we make the road, and this is how long the road will last, and this is the money that we cover a kilometer or 100 meters or whatever. You will know the amount. You cannot say you have tested all the soil, you know where and what and how the thing will last, and before you start the job. So, but your own, they just go and borrow money. Then people will say, wait, and 2 years later, 5 years later, the thing will manifest. Well, it is not their fault. It is because the Nigeria people, they know that Nigerians people cannot do anything. And the next president will not do anything. This thing is paining me. I wish I would be a president one day. I will have been very happy. I will unlock all the past Senate and all the past presidents. Anybody that was a president that borrowed money, if the person is dead, I will lock the grave. All the senators who serve under them, I will arrest all of them. And it is their money I will use to pay the Nigeria debt. Because you cannot say you serve as a government, you went and borrow money. You did not create what you will use to pay that money back. Then you not become rich automatic. No, all of them will serve jail. All their property will be seized if I will be president one day, whether military or civilian. If like I swore in today, tomorrow I will tell them to arrest Tinubu and arrest Babio. Then the other one tell him to arrest Buhari and Saraki and whatever called Ahmed. I will arrest all of them to come and explain how do they borrow money and what did they use it for. The company they use it to create the farm and whatever. And the things that money have paid to the account of Nigeria. If not, all these people will have died in jail. But unfortunately, the one that is coming out will still tell you there is no bad in borrowing. There is no bad in borrowing. But borrow and no, there is bad in borrowing, my brother. There is bad something in borrowing.
Thank you.
Because thank you, Mr. Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Oduwa. God bless you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you all. We've come to the almost end of this broadcast now. We're just going to have our final submission so we can round up. Una do well, my people, those of you right there listening to us, and those of you on the comment section. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. Let me come to Madam Patricia so that we can have our two minutes to round up. Madam Patricia, please give us your 2 minutes quickly. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you again, Mr. Ellis. Thank you for all you do. Yeah, so the electoral reform, I've been talking about it in this platform, that anybody coming out now to say they want to the joint coalition or whatever, and they're not talking about how the vote of the Nigerians will count. I say all of them, they are in the same cohort. And this group have come out now to say, you know what, without this being done, every other thing will be like 2023. So I want to charge up Nigerians to back them up, back the group up. Let it be said that if no electoral reform, then Nigerians are not going to vote. Because I don't know how now manage Yakubu, what they call him, what they call the INEC, what do they call him again, chairman, when he rig election, and all these so-called dishonorable professors, they can use individuals, they can use common Nigerians, they can use anybody. They don't need to be a professor. Professor has failed. But the thing I'm saying here is that we all should back and support this group that have come out to say, okay, we want the reform, this reform. It has to be done. If it is not done, then we can forget it. And just forget it. But my advice is still the same. I'm saying, if no reform, no Nigerian should go to any booth to say they go to vote, because your vote will not count. Thank you, Mr. Ellis. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much, Madam Patricia. Thanks for your submission, your final submission, and your time with us today. I appreciate you. Mr. Jonathan, your 2 minutes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Harris. Talking about professors in Nigeria, you know that Nigerian professors are the enabler of electoral fraud in Nigeria. All the electoral fraud, I would say, those that enable it, that made it to happen successfully, all of them, almost all of them, they carry that title, professor or associate professor, this and that. It's so shameful. But all those pieces of legislation or proposals, I think they are steps in the right direction. I just hope and pray that those that are sitting currently in the National Assembly will accept it, because if that should become law, I can tell you for free, almost all of them will not return. there is a free and fair election in Nigeria today, almost all of them will not return. And if they are for the good of Nigeria, they want a good Nigeria. I don't use better. I always say good, because we have never seen anything good in Nigeria. You have to move from good to better. So for a good Nigeria, if they really want a good Nigeria, then they will have to support it. They have no choice. They have to be bold. They have to be so bold to reject it. And it will be clear to all that these are enemies of Nigeria. So that electoral reform is needed. There is no doubt. There's no doubt about it. It's needed. Nigeria must walk in the right direction. That was what Mr. Peter Obi said. Nigeria must walk in the right direction. Without that, the country is going nowhere. Including Mr. Peter Obi too. I want to see him talking about electoral reform. I want to see him insisting that there must be an electoral reform. I really want to see him pushing that as well. And I believe if you put his voice, because I've not really seen him putting his voice out there, pushing it directly and openly. And it must start, if at all politicians will start talking about it, I think Mr. Peter Obi has a very big role to play. Must start pushing it. This electoral reform is very, very important for us in Nigeria, especially this proposal. Well,
thank you,
Mr. Elvis. I'll leave it there for today. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Doa, we are back again for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me put this thing before Attorney Africa. When he was talking, he made sure the people that were no good. He want to make sure Moritala. And he now say Yakubu was the best. Well, everybody has a way he think. The only best person that will have lead the country, apart from our brother Tunde Diago, that was good in the Buhari time. Buhari was not good. It was Tunde Diago that were working. And that was why I said, let's probe who stole Nigeria money. Let's start from Tunde Diago. That shows a good man. Use yourself to show example. Just like the way Rollins did in Ghana. Why did Buhari not say, let's probe and start from Buhari? Buhari will not go to jail. Buhari is the person that brought this Boko Haram, they call Sharia law to Nigeria. Buhari started it. They are now fighting today. Now, in other hand, Muritala Mohammed, if this military, they did not take that man away, Muritala Mohammed will have make everybody to enjoy Nigeria. In time, he said, you must work. You must work. And everything belongs to the government. So any place you go, you will have to stay. Anything you do at all, you have motor to ride, you have this to do, whatever. What you study, you will be able to use it. But you will not even have property of your own to say, this thing, I want to keep heaping and heaping. This one will not be there. So let people don't come and say what they don't even know how he work. Like Tony Africa said, Muritala Mohammed will have been the best. Thank you, Mr. Njawo.
All right, Mr. Odoa, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate those of you that came into the panel today. I appreciate you all. Madam Patricia, Mr. Jonathan, Mr. Odoa, God bless you, my people. I appreciate you all. Those of you that called into the show today as well. I appreciate every one of you, Tony Africa, our Papa, and many others. Thank you very much, my people. My only super chat today, Kinsley Ogera here. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. God bless you. And my people on the comment section, thank you very much, Mother, for all Mommy Diaspora. I appreciate you, Mommy. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you, Abu Azi. I appreciate you always. Thank you, Black Panther, my brother. Madam Amemi Bright, Adilaja Gobi, my brother. I appreciate you all, my people. Best man, I can see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Then we have more people right there. Osewenge Omede, and many, many more. My people, we've come to the end of this broadcast. It's weekend. It's Saturday. It's Friday. So yeah. Although it's already 10 o'clock, but still, let's have some time to relax. Now, God bless my people. We're gonna take care and have fingers crossed. By God's grace, I'll see you guys again 7 p.m. Nigerian time, tomorrow so that we can take it from there. Have a good night and bye for now.
Philip, what you